smell like this, when you get a smell stuck in your nose, like you can leave the room or leave whatever it is that smells, but you don't lose the scent. Like, it stays in your nose. That's what's happening right now. And the last time this happened, I made shrimp scampi, and I made it like the traditional way with like the shells and stewing the shrimp and everything. And let's say things like, you are living this life because the universe knows you're strong enough to live it. But I think the overall sentiment, tends to be, okay, I've been proving myself strong for a long time now. I'd like to just be happy. But then it makes me think about the kind of person I used to be only 6 months ago, like how much I've changed, and not for the better, in the last couple of months. Like, from the summer and before, I was a very resilient person, and I could handle a lot, and I just sort of did things I didn't think about a whole lot, I didn't overthink. And now it's the exact opposite. All I do is think and overthink and play things in my head. Things that are as simple as what movie to watch, what Christmas movie to watch. Ended up not watching any tonight. I had a plan to make some soup and come home and watch a particular movie, and it didn't happen. So instead, I've spent another day watching the same TV show reruns, and it's just starting to get old. Well, I've only been here for less than a week, but it's hard not to feel really stagnant when you're not moving at the rate you would like to move, and when the world is in such a position and in such a place that it doesn't allow you to be where you want to be. I'm sure plenty of people can relate. Perhaps you can too. Not being where you want to be, nowhere near where you want to be. It's such a strange thing, because intuitively and philosophically I know that letting go of a lot of those expectations is, the most prudent thing to do, to let go. And when I did let go years ago, when I let go of all the things I was holding on to, inadvertently, to be honest, I just sort of woke up one day and everything was different. I'll probably do a video on that, amongst other things I promised in the past, because I have to go back and remember and look at what I said I was going to do various videos on, but that would be one when I sort of snapped awake, or asleep if you want to see it that way, but everything changed and I let go, and when I did, life got so much easier. I stopped thinking about everything. I just did things, and it was a great run. But now I would almost say that I'm back awake. And I'm awake in this world where half the world is asleep. And it's kind of strange. It's like being in a coma, but you can see yourself from the outside. And you can see the hospital staff and your family about to pull the plug on you, and you're like, I'm still here. All you can do is Jesus, and it's insane. That's happened to me twice in my life, where it's been like weeks of not sleeping, and it's very detrimental, but it's happened. And I just think to myself, like, at least I can sleep. You know, I'm grateful to be able to get a sound 7 or so hours of sleep at night. I can typically, I'm one of those people that I lay my head down on the pillow and I'm right out. And just last week, I stopped sleeping regularly. I spoke it into existence and jinxed myself because I would go to sleep at around midnight and I would wake up at around 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I would stay awake. I could not fall asleep for days. I know that letting go is essential to what I want to achieve here. It's just really hard to do. Very, very hard to just let go, especially when the dreamer in me, you know, the same dreams I had when I was a teenager, those dreams are still trying to get out. And I've done those things in smaller scale, but there's still a part of me that feels like it owes it to my younger self. Because, I don't know, there are things that I didn't achieve or didn't get to experience or didn't see through. And now I feel like, okay, well, if I have the opportunity to see this or this through, then I should. And when I can't, it's hard, and it's even harder when you feel like you can't because the world and the way it's run